What is going on, guys? My name is Liam, this is NLS Racing to Gaming, and we're back with some more F1 2012. I know it's been about 5 or 6 days, guys, since I posted, and I do apologise for that. It's been a pretty, well, it's my first week back at work after the Christmas break, which is, you know, getting back into it's a bit difficult, but hopefully this makes up for it. We've got a little gameplay here. Again, I do all my comms as live comms, well, most of them anyway, so I'm not going to know whether or not this is going to be good footage or not, but here we are in Hungary at the moment, so hopefully I don't have to do too much avoiding action at the start. We're going to try and take this gun on the inside. We've been spun, and then, well, luckily we were kind of deflect. Oh, well, when I say luckily, okay, well, we got a penalty. I'm not quite sure what for there. I'm not going to complain about it, because if you've seen any of my videos before, which, you know, I don't know if any of you have, that it makes no sense, so I'll just take the penalties these days. It doesn't really bother me, so so yeah, guys, as I said before, plenty of times if you've been watching, you know, is I use most footage that I get. Just I don't tend to edit anything out. I'll edit if you know, if it's a stupidly long or if I'm on my own, I won't use it. If I'm too far behind, I'm too far ahead, then I won't use it. I've just been punted out the way by Iceman Big up there. I'm pretty sure he won't have a penalty for that. It's just the way this game tends to work. But, you know, guys, I don't edit or change the footage or not use good footage because, you know, if someone, and I'm not saying that anybody is, but if someone was to be basing their, you know, opinion of spending their hard-earned cash on a game, then you want to see what it's like playing online. You don't want to see perfect game footage of perfect driving and perfect setups all the time. That's why I use the default classes. I mean, one, because, you know, it doesn't all make sense to me. It said we can play on 11 with aerodynamics and one-on-one. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. How you can change. I mean, I understand to a degree the setups and things like that, but it doesn't make any sense to me. The difference doesn't feel any different in cars. Okay, yeah, I mean, other things do, the brake bias and things like that do tend to make a difference, but it certainly isn't a simulator. If you want that, then Gran Turismo is definitely a good way, or if you're in this is on PS3, but if you're on Xbox, then, of course, Forza, you know, both very similar, so, you know, that's always something to look for, you know, that really is simulated. Of course, you can get F1 cars out. I'm going to just go out on the outside, because I think this Imbat Bill is on the inside, so I'm going to try and take this gun as nice and close so that I don't push him off the track. I'm going to try and cover the inside line on this now, which is going to be pretty tricky because it means bouncing over the curb, maybe going a little bit wide, but luckily we managed to hold that enough, as well as Ton going wide. We do actually go wide a bit there, letting the car through and then letting the McLaren onto the back, but that's not too bad. As I said, we had a bit of a problem the first lap, we're getting punted out by whoever the hell it was that was behind me, so I was actually one of the lowest ranking. I'm level 33 now, guys, so but I actually was one of the lowest ranking drivers in this match, actually, so I'm surprised that there's been a lot of stupid things going on. But as I said, I won't ever remove footage just because it's bad. I will always put it so that you can get a taste of what it's like to actually play on F1 2012 all the time. As you can see, there's a French guy, actually my the Williams teammate there, trying to take me out, which is very kind of him. We're up into third now, but again, we do have that stupid penalty at the start, so I wouldn't worry about penalties. You know, they make no sense to me. I need to start remembering I've got Kerr, actually. I keep forgetting, but yeah, if you're playing and you keep getting penalties, I said my last like 3 or 4 races that I've done or I've put up on YouTube before have penalties in, simply because I'm just showing you all the ones I can. You know, it is pathetic. Codemasters do need to listen, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to slag Codemasters off and say that, you know, they need to make a better penalty system than others, because it is difficult to understand for the game. You know, I don't know anything about programming, but it can't be the easiest thing in the world to make it so that the game understands whose fault it was for each little collision. There isn't people watching every game, so you know, there are things like getting hit from behind and stuff like that that are just stupid. They're just, you know, it's clearly wasn't my fault in that I was smashed into the car on my left, and then, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. So losing it a little bit there and breaking out of the spin as my back end tends to step out. We're trying to get ahead of second place here, but I don't think we're going to have any luck of doing that. Even if we did, again, we've got the 10-second penalty that we need to worry about, or it could be 20-second, actually. I didn't even see. But this is the first game we've played in a couple of days. I've had a lot of things to sort out. I've been a bit preoccupied with other things, including starting the next level on my course that I'm doing in my job, so it's kind of taking a back step, but hopefully pick it up. As I said, guys, we've got some good live action starting soon with the start of the new racing season in real life. So that's the first race, guys. We'll have a look what position we got. We were third in officially, but I think we'll drop to about 5th or 6th perhaps. Oh well, actually everybody seems to have a 10-second penalty, including the car in front of me there, so I suppose it balanced itself out. But there you go, guys, we've got third, and Okay guys, so here we are for the second race of this episode. We're in Silverstone. It's my home Grand Prix, and for that matter it is actually probably one of my worst, if not my worst track on the game. Has been, or ever since 2010. Never been able to get it right, so not a bad circuit clearly, but yeah, I just can never get it right. We're in first place, but we're certainly not going to stay there, considering we're going to get ass banged into the first corner, and then the second corner, and then every other corner from the entire race. So no need to break for this first corner, just chuck it in and hope for the best. Try not to cry if someone hurts you, because somehow I managed to make it away. Braking a little bit late into that corner, but that's okay, because I tended to, the brakes were pretty responsive, so that was alright. Using all the circuit again, guys, because you want to get a nice line through all these corners and then kissing the apex nicely on the left here. No need to brake again for that last little bit of the corner. Use a bit of curve so that you go underneath the UBS board at some nice speed, and then braking on the right hand side of the circuit before flicking the car onto the left hand side so you kiss the apex on the left. Again, using all the corner for the first part of this, feathering it round. If you're on R2 or if you're on the right trigger things, I think it is, or something, or right back, I can't remember, for Xbox. Instead of the X in square setup, then you can sort of feather it a little bit better through there, but I like to switch back to the old classic PS2 and PS1 days of X and square for my racing games, so that I suppose is why I'm not the quickest out of corners, but yeah, so no need to brake for this bit. I like to lift off for this bit and then brake quite hard into this bit before flicking it in, and then harsh braking for the next bit again, and then just accelerating out this corner. No need to brake for this one, using the, if not the remainder of your curves, most of the curves, so that you get away, nice 1.2 seconds ahead there before braking nice and hard into this corner. So it looks like a big corner, but it actually is quite a steep sort of curve, and it does sort of bend round and then over to the right hand side again. So as I said, this is chicane coming up, so you want to brake early and then kiss the left hand side of the apex. No need to brake for this next bit, and actually there probably isn't any reason to brake for the next bit because you won't have much speed anyway, so, and use whatever curves you have left off the corner there. So that's one lap of this, guys. Again, I don't think you really need to brake for this. I'm going to lift just a little bit so I don't end up on the grass, because the board's been destroyed there. And yeah, so we've got quite a nice sort of steady lead at the moment. So it depends on what my racing's like and how well the cars get held up behind. But yeah, guys, so as I was saying in the last race, we've got a couple of track days coming up where we're going to sort of use the GoPro that we bought. My brother Ned has bought I think it's a Canon FS100. I'm hoping to buy a camera to take stills and things this year, so that should be good. But yeah, we've got the video recorder, and we've also got the GoPro set up so that hopefully we can start recording some of our onboard footage when we go to some of these track days. We've got one at Alton Park Race Circuit on the 22nd, and we've also got one where I will be driving myself. We're not actually driving on the 22nd, but we'll both be driving and sort of competing against each other on the 9th of February, I think it is, again at Alton Park. So yeah, we've got some good stuff. Hopefully we can get some much sort of better, well, actually for this case, just some online footage for you guys, because we haven't managed to, sorry, not online, to get some footage, real life sort of footage, because again, there's some amazing POVs out there, and I've always felt like when I come on YouTube there isn't enough of the sort of local tracks. I don't know how many of you from UK, but if anybody of you are, you know, again, if you can come down in the 22nd, if you're anywhere near Alton Park and you can get there, then I'm sure none of you will be, but if you could, then that would be awesome. And you know, the more cars we can get, the better it will be. So yeah, it should be a really good day. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first time I've ever driven the car that I'm going in, so it can be a little bit worrying at times, but I must just say I'm just, you know, really excited for it. It should be a new experience, and I'm just really looking forward to getting out there and spending the whole day of just you know, with a bit of excitement rushing through it. So that'll be something good to do, and something I haven't done. I mean, we do a lot of track days over the year, and most events, if we can get to them, including the Gold Club and the Gold Cup and the Porsche Club, stuff like that. But again, it's getting there, you know, considering the distances. It's pretty close, but the cars that we got, you know, we do own some certain high performance cars, and getting them there, we don't have a trailer, so you're having to rely on driving them there, which is certainly not easy, considering these cars are only to be used on the track with a heavy pit crew around, and we certainly don't have any of that kind of money on us. So so yeah, it's going to be just a family thing with me, my brother, my dad and my mum, so it should be really good. Like I said, if anybody's in the area that wants to come and see, it should be a really good day. It's an open pit lane, so if you have your own car, I'm sure you can apply. I think it's around 180 quid, and again, you have to fill out some kind of insurance for your car, but it's dead worth it. You know, if anyone's ever considered doing a track day, they are the best thing that you'll ever do. You know, not having to worry about anything and just getting out there and doing it. You know, it's plus the people are, you know, amazing. You know, you won't find nicer people. They're all just fanatics. I'm sure they'd be happy to help if you did something stupid with your car. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to that, guys. So 22nd of January and the 9th of February so far for the ones that we're doing for the GoPros. So hopefully you can expect some footage up of the onboard cameras for that. So stick around for that, and again, subscribe if you're new. And hopefully we'll get that up for you in the next couple of days. But hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you did, please remember to rate.
What goes on? Rolling stones of the rap game, not bragging. Look bigger than Jagger, not sagging. Roll it backwards, I'ma leave it at that. That ain't got nothing to do with rap. Check the facts, expose those cats who pose as heroes, take advantage of blacks. The government's gangsters, so cut the crap.